right, you Leland lackeys, it's time to dust off your starter jackets, rip off those tearaways, and blow into your game cartridges. I'm Sam Blanford.
I'm Bet Sellers.
I'm Sean Kelly, and we wish it was the 90s. And I was today years old when I found out that the Charlotte Hornets signed Kobe Bryant in 1996 as a 17-year-old and then traded him that day.
For Vlade Divac.
Oh, I am upset about something that happened 25 years ago.
Jerry West, the Lakers GM at the time, he knew that Kobe was the best player in the draft.
And literally in the space of 2 years, the Hornets went from being like at least competitive. Like if it wasn't for Jordan coming out of retirement, they probably would have had a pretty decent run. And then, within 2 years, they honked again.
Vlade was good too. Vlade had a good stint at the Kings after that, but he just wasn't Kobe. No
one ever will be. I'm sorry about that, everyone, listeners, but I'm reeling. But today this is our big episode. This is probably in a lot of listeners' minds the high point of X-Men in any form. The Dark Phoenix.
It's as good as it gets. How are you feeling about it, Sam?
Is he?
This is as good as it gets.
It's only downhill from here, is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got some real stinkers coming up.
If you Google best X-Men runs, I'd say 99 times out of 100, people are putting this number one.
But in regards to the animated series, or just
the
like
comic book?
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the X-Men's biggest story, so to speak. There's a couple others. God Loves, Man Kills is always up there, but they can't put that into the cartoon because that's about a preacher man killing mutants because God told him to.
What is it called again?
God Loves, Man Kills.
God Loves, Man Destroys.
Yeah, there you go.
And then people quite often talk about is it Grant Morrison? Is that his name? No, is that their name? They did a new X-Men run in the early 2000s that's really, really well regarded, but most people probably go towards the Dark Phoenix. What did you think of it, Sam?
Do you want my feelings now or at the end?
I guess we can save them.
Yeah, you'll probably pick up my feelings throughout.
It sounds like he loved it.
Basically, my feeling is we have watched, if you take them in a vacuum each episode, we have watched at least 5 episodes that are way better than those episodes that I watched.
It'd be interesting. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on particular moments, at least, because I would imagine I imagine you've got some pretty good things to say about the Hellfire in a Circle episode. But we'll get there because it's not fair. So we're going to start with Dazzled.
Yeah.
It's unfair to compare any episode that doesn't contain bad guy bar with an episode that does.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's fair. I was, whilst I was pushing the pram back and forward nonstop for half an hour today, all I could think about is, could I pull off a pyro cosplay?
Definitely.
All right, let's jump in then. So we got Jean back, and she's on Muir Island, and Moira's doing all her tests, and meanwhile, Gambit and Cyclops are at a nightclub watching a Dazzler gig.
So, Squinty's wearing a skivvy instead of his civvies. Is that what you call them? Civvies?
Civvies, yeah.
He's got a nice skivvy on.
Is it the one with the turtleneck? Or is that is that night too at the bar?
It's very 90s. I remember I used to wear it was very cool for me to wear a skivvy with a Chicago Bulls shirt over the top of the skivvy.
That is cool.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think at any time wear skivvies cool to absolutely trash Cyclops. I wish Because you had have just beaten you to the punch there and see if you you still brought up your Bulls skivvy combo. Sounds man.
So Dazzler's a real popular X-Men character from the 80s who has like light powers and is also a famous pop star.
Very underutilized.
Mm.
She should have her own movie. She's a great character.
And so despite viewers probably seeing Scott as a bit of a nerd, Dazzler's absolutely fizzing for him, and it seems to be a bit of a common trend on the show that chicks really dig him.
Yeah.
And then we get the greatest scene in the series so far, and from memory, probably the best scene we'll see. Where's that blasted salami?
I can smell it. All it needs is slicing. It's not my favorite bit. It's such a weird scene because it's like, are they in a motel or something?
I think that's just one of the many kitchens in the mansion.
Is that in the mansion?
Yeah.
I thought they'd just like hold up in a motel like it's a lad's night out and Wolverine just stayed back to have some salami.
Or they'd got their own flat or something at some point, maybe after an argument with Xavier, like, we're moving out to our own place.
Yeah, where's your curfews?
Or it could be like a kind of like your old living situation, Weller, at your parents, where you say, I lived in a flat because you had the little self-contained unit semi-attached to the parents' house.
And there was only salami in my fridge.
That's not even the best. That's not even the best quote. The best quote we goes like, "Oh ho ho! Looks like you've been having fun without me. Where's the occasion?"
the first part where he's like, oh. But also that's the only time Cyclops has sounded cool, where he's like, better make one for me, and then he instantly
cool.
And then he instantly slips back into he's still back at the club. And before we get any details on what was going on, Jean's back, but she's wearing her Phoenix kit. She's not herself. And Professor asks Storm to take Jean to her room. And it's at this point that I ask the question, do Scott and Jean not have the same room?
Not under Xavier's roof. You wouldn't allow that.
We know they're not. We know they're not married, but I mean, for all intents and purposes. And we hear about Cyclops might be the only one to help her with their unique psychic rapport, which comes up a lot in these episodes. Sam, thoughts on the unique psychic rapport?
Is that between Squinty and Jean?
Yep.
Didn't really make sense to me, but it kind of did only because Jean's got the powers, but Scott seemed to be able to tap into it.
Yeah, it's sort of explained in the comics. It's just been like they're so close that she's the only psychic, but he can sort of connect with her, or they've been connected for so long that they just, because of her powers, they're sort of always connected.
Doesn't seem like from what we've watched, it doesn't seem like they've been together for very long.
I mean, we did get that shot of them in the original 5 team in those awesome yellow and blue.
That's true.
In the Iceman episode.
And they did try to get married.
Yeah, they didn't try very hard.
No. First exit, they took it.
Right, let's see. So then we get our first look at the Hellfire Club, which is a wanky gents club. But within it, you have the Inner Circle, made up of the cyborg Donald Pierce, Sam's favourite character Leland, Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost, and Jason Wingard, the Mastermind.
These guys are mad. Is the idea of them that they've got a little bit of Meg in them, where they've just been around forever, but unlike Meg, who tried to keep up with the times, they just like, no, we're just going to be a stick being old timey.
Yeah,
Or is
I
one of
don't
their
know.
or was one of their like additional powers being meant at being old timey?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that question except to say, ruffles, lots of ruffles.
Well, it's like it's Hellfire Club, but it's like just set in like 1800s or something.
Yeah,
And then,
I guess
who was the guy that was trying to hook up with Jean, and all his like
mastermind.
mastermind, he kept all his visions that he was imparting on Jean were all like real weird old ones as well, like him on that
Pirate
boat.
ship.
Yeah.
I was real
Yeah,
confused.
true. That's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
So Emma Frost gives a nice little recap of the original Phoenix saga, which we've already seen, clips included. And then we find out, well, we're like, well, how would they even know this? Well, it turns out it's the professor's fault for being distracted by his Mrs. Lilandra, allowing Emma to do psychic something or other. There's lots of psychic stuff in these first episodes that don't make sense.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
'cause
any of these psychic battles or like trying to psychically penetrate anything.
There's one point in
real
the
confusing.
second episode where Emma Frost is like targeting the professor, and he's like targeting back, and he can't get through because she's like using a machine on a wall.
Oh, and they're having like a thinky powers / technology battle.
Yeah,
Real weird.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Right, and then we're back to the mansion. There's a bit of a therapy session going on. I was just a real big fan of Storm's civvies in this scene.
She looked about 70.
she shouldn't keep that up. She'll end up in the sewers.
With old Ma.
Yeah.
And then we work out the inner circle Hellfire Club plan is Frost to use her psychic powers to let Mastermind in and began an elaborate plot with pirates and shit, and it's creepy as fuck. That's like mind rape.
Yeah, what is that? Who's doing that?
So Emma Frost does the psychic stuff, and Mastermind does the illusion stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, I think he says at one point, she's vulnerable, a woman are vulnerable and susceptible to my probes, which is just a pretty creepy comment to make.
Yeah, not the right guy to have those powers.
No.
Yeah, I like there's a lot of evil in those sort of old timey guys, but as much as they argue, they operate pretty well as a team. Tagging up with those powers and stuff like that. Probably better than
use
the
of powers. And so anyway, and I know what I thought was really weird is in the creepy mind scenes with Mastermind, Wingard, or whatever. Yeah, Jean has an inexplicable mole that she doesn't usually have.
Yeah. Explain that. Is that an illusion?
Why did he take the time to put that feature in?
Partial gone molly mole.
I think she's beautiful, but she could do with a mole.
In the 1800s, beauty spots were big.
Yeah, it's weird. And then so Jean's having a therapy session with Scott, and then he goes to the thing. She's asleep, and Storm's looking after her, and she takes off. She's out of there, back in her, and it's the first time we see the Dark Phoenix outfit, which is the red one as opposed to the green one. And then at the gig, Dazzler pashes Scott without consent.
And Jean was acting normal, being jealous. Are all wives possessed by the Phoenix then?
Is there a story there? It's all right, we can edit that out.
And so the X-Men follow. The Hellfire Club turn up, and because Wingard's there, and he gets his pash on with Jean, and they take off, and then it pretty much just cuts to the X-Men outside the Hellfire Club, which is just a random building in New York, and someone says, "Are you sure this is the right place?" The nose knows. tough guy.
That was good.
And Rogue flies up top and sees Jean and Mastermind getting married. And then so the X-Men all break in and a big fighty. And is it Wolverine comes up against Donald Pierce, the cyborg guy? He goes, I hope you're into recycling.
Yeah, I didn't really get that one.
Guess because he's tin. And then so the X-Men all lose pretty quickly. Also, I noticed Emma Frost has like psychic blasty powers, which doesn't really make sense, but okay.
Yeah. I was wondering how that worked. Is she like making you think that you're getting hit by a blast?
Maybe?
It's giving it too much credit, I reckon.
Yeah, perhaps. Right, so that's kind of the end of the episode. The X-Men are all defeated. Wolverine's down in the sewers and everyone else is captured. And we get to the next episode, the Inner Circle. There's a lot of weird psychic shit going on to start with. Lots of machines and psychic stuff being together. And then we get the scene of Wolverine emerging in the sewers, which is so iconic. So iconic, in fact, that in my issue of Wizard Comic Magazine from September 1998, it was ranked number 3. No, take that back. Number 4, the greatest comic book moments of all time.
I do know. I cannot even remember this moment.
It's just when those guys are down there looking for him.
Those weird henchmen guys with like the black suits and like the weird masks.
Oh yeah.
And he pops out of the water.
Very creepy henchmen for a kid show. Like you're not allowed to. Like that's just looking at them is more terrifying than saying the word kill and
having bullets.
That's the only thing that guts me about that scene is he just gets out of the water and growls. Like it's shot for shot like it's drawn in the comic, but in the comic he mutters, or he looks up at the guys and goes, "Okay, suckers, you've taken your best shot. Now it's my turn." And then what happens is pretty much what happens. He just tears his way through the Hellfire Club, quoting Dirty Harry as he goes.
Oh yeah, that's real good. Was that in this episode? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he says, "Do I feel lucky?"
Doesn't he say you got to ask yourself, "Do I feel lucky?"
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but were you disappointed that he didn't followed up with, "Well, do you, bub?"
That would have been good.
Where I thought it was going. That's he didn't do it.
All of Meg's awesomeness in these scenes is overshadowed by the guy going, "Where's my Shalimari Chateau 59?"
Yeah, the writers clearly aren't wine drinkers. A Chateau Calamari.
Shalimari.
Is it Shallow? He said Calamari.
I don't know. But then I like how Wolverine comes through the thing and grabs the wine and just goes, "Lousy year."
Yeah, that was good.
So it was a really bad year for salt and pepper squid and bottles of wine.
I just wrote Meg is dominating these wigs.
Yeah, he carves up. It's great. It's great. It's good to watch.
Have we had the creep moment yet? I think we haven't actually. I always jump ahead. Oh, he says another real creepy thing about his mind powers. He says, "Something inside her hungers for new sensations, yearns to feel. She wants more."
Yeah, that comes up a bit. It's the Phoenix. He's actually talking about the Phoenix, but he doesn't know.
Phoenix, Sam. Gosh.
I like it when Scott gets into Jean's mind and Mastermind's in there, and Mastermind slaps him in the face with his glove and challenges him to a duel, a la The Simpsons.
Yeah,
I challenge you to a duel.
Glove slap, baby, glove slap. Homer just like slapping people in a line to get to the front of it.
That's real good. Until someone accepts the duel.
Yeah, the Texan.
Yeah, it seems odd to take on Mastermind in mind games when he's an illusionist. And then I noticed Jean's wearing a dog collar, and I thought that was a bit much. And then it cuts outside, and Wolverine blasts his way through a door or something. He goes, "Here's Johnny."
Just references out the wazoo.
He's obviously been packing into the Blockbuster account at the new flat. He's just got heaps of quotes coming out of his back pocket at the moment.
That's why he didn't go out.
Yeah, he would have been home just having a real big session with the movies.
Dirty Harry in The Shining.
And Inner Circle got themselves a little coup going on. Everyone's keen to no one wants Sebastian Shaw to be the leader anymore. And the Phoenix kind of breaks free of Mastermind and takes off, and there's a big fight. And the X-Men obviously win this fight, and then we end up on the roof, and Mastermind tries to get in her head one more time, and she is powerful enough to remove the illusion that he has over himself, and you see he's just some scrawny-looking mustachioed dude in a trench coat, which is actually that's very comic accurate. He was one of Magneto's goons for a while, and then he joined the Hellfire Club and used his illusion powers to look better.
You would.
Yeah. And then Scott finds Jean, and she's gone full Dark Phoenix, and just what great hair. Her hair is massive. It's giant, it's just flaming.
The Dark Phoenix looks awesome.
Mm.
Does Jennifer Lawrence play the Dark Phoenix?
No, it's the Game of Thrones girl. Sophie Turner.
How'd she go?
Yes.
No good.
Yeah, can't imagine her being great.
I mean,
she's pretty good in
it's
Game
probably
of Thrones.
not. It wasn't her fault. She's quite good. It was a terrible movie.
Also, in a different X-Men movie, was it Famke Janssen played her as well?
The lady from Nip Tuck.
Yeah, she was a Bond villain once as well. But
cool.
Honestly, believe it or not, that version's better than the one with Sophie Turner. The Sophie Turner Dark Phoenix movie honks. The X-Men Last Stand at least has Kelsey Grammer playing Beast.
If I'm going to watch one X-Men movie, what one should I watch?
Days of Future Past.
Okay.
Or X2.
Not a fan of First Class?
Nah. I'd put it number 3, maybe number 4 for me. I go Days of Future Past or X2, then X1, then First Class. Days of Future Past might be quite good because it's a reference point because you've seen.
Yeah, but I would have thought, going in for your first, if you haven't seen any of them and don't know the
First
backstory.
Class is pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have gone First Class.
Yeah, maybe
Days
I
of
have
Future
problems
Past
with it
might
because I'm a
be real
nerd.
Confusing.
No, because he's already seen it.
Pat, I've watched 3 seasons of the animated series. I know lots about X-Men.
True.
Right. So
go ahead.
Dark Phoenix Part 3, The Dark Phoenix. Jean's gone mad.
Oh, I did also notice they finished episode 1 with her yelling, "I am Phoenix," and episode 2, her yelling, "I am Dark Phoenix," just to keep us posted.
Phoenix is control, and Scott gives a heartfelt speech, and Beast is just in the background measuring readings with some sort of tech device. And Jean just wipes the floor with them, and they all get smashed into a park. And Gambit can't help but notice you save him and not Wolverine. Must be my way with woman. Don't flatter yourself, swamp boy.
Ducks. I hate ducks. Something like that.
That's it. So the fire graphics are quite good here. Now, sometimes they use real flames, I noticed.
I also noticed at one point the Dark Phoenix gets like her own vision of like a screen wipe, like between scenes. It's like a Dark Phoenix screen wipe.
Like a
She's so
floaty
powerful,
thing.
she's actually taking over the animation.
That happens in
Yeah.
the first episode with the X-Men, and they get an X wipe, which I don't think I'd seen before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Imagine seeing your missus lose the plot in a public place like that. Oh, that's what Scott's thinking.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Wow.
Yep.
Not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, this episode's synopsis writes itself. So the X-Men try to stop her, and she's kicking their ass. She one point she turns a tree into solid gold.
Yeah, that's good.
Rogue tries to drain her powers, and that doesn't go well. And Jean gains control of herself for a second and takes off into space. And we get nice little cameos from Doctor Strange, Thor, and the Watcher.
They the Gene Simmons guys.
Nah, that's later.
Oh, the Kiss guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had that written down as, what did I call them? The glam rockers of the Shi'ar Empire.
Oh, those guys on that spaceship.
I'm real confused at who those guys are.
Nice shots of our solar system on her way out. I've got a note here. We get some Shi'ar action, so Sam will be stoked. He loves them. Dark Phoenix flies past, causes some issues. She's feeding off planets and shit. But in the comics, she destroyed a planet full of life. So she killed like 6 billion lives. But Saturday morning cartoon, thank God there were no living creatures on it. And so Lilandra gets her team together to take on the Dark Phoenix.
Why
Unfortunately,
didn't they just have like a planet covered in like robots? Then she could have wiped them all out.
Yeah, very cool. Wipe out the Transformers.
There we go. Anyway, as you were.
Yeah, Lilandra gets her team to they're the Imperial Guard to take on the Phoenix. She benches Kiss for this one.
Lilandra's on her way. Xavier's got to get his blue pills out.
Fuck Xavier and his tartan and blankies.
He's also kind of given up on Jean at this point with his speech. And then somehow One Eye works out the only reason they're alive is because Jean's still in there somewhere. And so Beast builds a MacGuffin to stop her.
Is that the mnemonic device?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you notice the Carly photo taped to Beast's computer?
Oh, is that the chick from Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, that episode where he...
The hospital episode.
Yeah, quite like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
catch.
real good catch. I was watching this episode about an hour ago, so I was really not paying a lot of attention, just scrambling notes down.
I missed this. When she went into space, I stopped watching, so...
Obviously.
You do hate space.
And so Jean's gone to her parents' place.
I thought did you see the poster on the back of her door? It's like obviously like a fake, but like some sort of teen heartthrobs on the back of her door. I thought that was a nice touch.
What I thought was a weird touch is that she pulled out a soft toy that was a Cyclops, like a one-eyed soft toy.
That creepy Goonies-looking one eye.
That's funny.
Like,
Yeah,
she is a type.
Yeah, she does.
That's what I got. Had a thing for one eyes as a kid.
And then later in the episode, or in the next episode, she calls him Four Eyes, and it's like, oh, hold on,
Yeah,
you got a
that was
thing for One
confusing.
Eyes. Anyway, so she's really lost it. You go, Daddy, and this sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that.
No. And anyway, the X-Men are there, and the MacGuffin isn't working. The mnemonic thingy.
Sort your bloody mnemonic device out, Beast.
Yeah, come on, Beast. If you're not going to help in a fight, at least get your tech right.
He got smashed in a fight earlier too.
Yeah. So the X-Men are flying everywhere, and Rogue says, "What is this? Catch the X-Men Day?" And Meg gets the chance to kill her and freezes.
I can't.
In my notes, I just had written down, I need Sam to do the I can't.
I've just got URGH and then all these squiggles for the rest of the line.
Oh, I can't. I thought of straight away. I was like, Sam needs to do that. My second thought was Xavier would have done it.
He would have.
He definitely would have, especially the other Xavier, the real Xavier.
That one from the original Phoenix saga.
Yeah.
And then so Cyclops is the last chance here, and he's getting through to her until Prof goes for a good old-fashioned mind probe. Nothing beats that. And then we get another bloody psychic plane battle. And the Prof has done it. And we know this because she's wearing the green costume again. And then the Shi'ar turn up and announce they want to destroy Jean and the Phoenix. And it really just rolls into the next episode, Fate of the Phoenix.
Two things.
Also, for a long period there, Rogue's holding Xavier, which was pretty funny.
I've just got... I can't really take the Professor seriously when Rogue's holding him like a toddler. Just like carrying him around. For ages.
He's still trying to talk and like be serious while she's holding him. Oh, it's
like,
funny.
what the fuck, Eggs?
Oh god.
I would be like, put me down in my floaty chair with my tartan blankie.
Yeah.
Or
you go like Scary Movie 2. I can off.
That scene where the Prof saves Jean with the mind trolley powers, that was weird and real hard to follow for me.
Yeah. Remember he gets real big and wears a weird armor?
Yeah, and he's like going doof doof doof, and like he's got a shield, and then something crawls up her, and I don't know. I was real confused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
mind battles.
Yeah, mind battles.
No idea.
Speaking of mind probes, as soon as the Shi'ar turn up, Prof does a little bit of digging around in Lilandra's mind and works out how to issue a challenge to a duel of honor. And so,
X signing them up for possible death without asking them is very on brand.
Yeah. He'll just keep repeating that speech after they thought that Jean was dead. She knew what the possibilities were better than most of them. You know what you sign up for with the X-Men. Any of you teenagers might die at any second.
So they get whisked away to the ship, I think. Not ship, but a ship. And there's a bit of chit-chat about the threat of the Phoenix. Lilandra consults with the Kree and the Skrulls, and they're like, yeah, duel. And so...
But they already arrived inside that stadium that is already packed.
Yeah. What's going on
it's
there?
Like that. I think they interrupted like a Shi'ar v Skrull football game or something.
Where was Mojo?
Yeah, where was Mojo?
He's a bit more Mojo.
I think he might be dimensional as opposed to just far out in space.
Who knows? It's space. At this point, I thought, where is Jubilee? Haven't seen her for a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Good.
No, nothing.
I don't know. She's at the mansion, I guess.
Not allowed to come.
Completely forgot about her for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they introduced Dazzled and they're like, oh, you'll let people forget about Jubilee and not think about how their powers are very similar.
They look similar.
Imagine when they get back to the mansion after this. Like, where have you guys been? Oh, we were fighting against the Imperial Guard on the blue area of the moon, and then we had to fight Jean as the Phoenix. And then the Phoenix spoke to us, and but anyway, so the X-Men randomly do some training, and I was like, "That's good, Beast. You should be training." But then when he gets into a philosophical chat with Storm about the circumstances, he's not keen. He thinks it's barbaric. And then Gambit and Meg have the same chat.
I thought Beast was keen as to fight.
Nah, he doesn't like it.
Oh, I thought he was like he was against Lalandra. That was what he was saying to Storm.
No, he's against Lilandra's motives, but he's also against like he was sort of. I think he's sort of saying you don't sort something out like this with a fight. You sort it out with a conversation.
Well, that's coming from a guy who sucks at fighting.
And then, we find out, Lilandra doesn't want to do this, but she puts Judy first or whatever. And Scott's having a bit of a sulk to Rogue, and Rogue admits she's a bit jealous of their love, and that's actually quite nice character development for Rogue.
Yeah.
And then Jean turns up in her classic Marvel girl outfit. What do you think of that, Sam?
I didn't even notice.
It's just it's like a
Really?
green mini dress.
It seemed insane. Like, why? Why did she do that?
Are they fighting yet? They're not fighting yet. I
No.
don't even catch them training. I just thought they went into that arena and started scrapping.
They had a little training session.
Scrapped last ages.
That wherever they were obviously had their own danger room. So Scott and Jean have a chat, and she's like, well, I don't think I should, I'm dangerous, rah, and she shows him shit, and there's just heaps of places burning, but they've got real flames over the top of the animation. It's quite interesting. And so we find out the fight will be the Imperial Guard versus the X-Men on the blue area of the moon. Sam, the blue area of the moon is an area of the moon that humans have not discovered yet, that was once inhabited by a group of superpowered beings known as the Inhumans. And Pat loves the Inhumans, but I'll tell you, the Inhumans
Good TV show on Disney Plus you should watch, Sam, that you'll really enjoy, called Inhumans.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Good exposition dump, Bob.
yeah, don't watch Inhumans. My God. Don't read Inhumans. Avoid them at all cost. They suck. They're like a budget X-Men. The main character has shouty powers, so he can't speak, so he's mute all the time.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And their captain has like 18 eyes instead of Cyclops' one.
Very on brand for Pat.
Yeah, and they've got a dog that teleports. That's quite cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Lockjaw's good.
Anyway, so the X-Men put in a valiant effort up first. They're doing quite well, but they slowly get taken down. And it seems like if they get KO'd, they're out. It's not really a duel to the death, but anyway, Rogue does probably the best before she gets taken out, and it's just Scott and Jean left. And this is hitting all of my sweet spots, Sam.
I hated it.
It was very the cover for this issue of the Dark Phoenix saga is Scott and Jean in the costumes. Well, he doesn't have the random chest belt thing, but all blue with the yellow undies, and she's wearing the Marvel Girl costume, and they're all like tattered and ragged up. And mate, that's good stuff. That'll fetch a few dollars on eBay. Anyway, so they all end up losing, and heaps of pashing, so much pashing. Then Scott gets hit and wakes up the Dark Phoenix. She knocks out everyone, goes nuts. So the professor decides to ask the X-Men to stop her. And then when
this is what I don't understand. I didn't get this bit.
I think Professor's just gone, fuck, she's too dangerous.
But this, I thought when they're knocked out, they're knocked out.
Yeah, but I think like he's used his mind to wake them up, because like the battle is over. Now it's everyone versus the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. And Cyclops starts acting like Ash Ketchum here. He's like, Rogue now, Beast now, just yelling at them to attack.
Beast with his little blaster gun.
Fucking Beast.
Probably needs that more often. So I just noticed I've over these, not even just these episodes, but Scott just loves saying, Jean, use the powers of your mind. He's also probably the most frequent user of the phrase special powers when talking about mutant abilities. Anyway, she's losing it, so someone needs to probably kill her, and no one can do it. So she makes the ultimate sacrifice and gets the ship to blast her, which I honestly don't think would kill her, but anyway, it does. And then the Phoenix comes out, and this is in the comics. Jean's dead for like 15, 16, 17 years. In this episode,
Really?
she's dead for 1 minute.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, the Phoenix brings her back to life with a good old fashioned, a little bit of everyone's love will bring her back, which is just a bit shit, but you know.
It's good stuff. It was like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. They all held hands, and that did something.
And that's really it. There's a bit of then they're back in the mansion and get to have that chat with Jubilee.
Where have you guys been?
Jean's back.
I thought you guys were just going to a Dazzler concert.
It's only been like that one night. That still happened.
And so
Who ate my salami?
Oh, shit.
So Sam, you don't like this saga?
I think I actually liked it better than the first Phoenix saga, probably because it wasn't
Definitely better.
Because it wasn't mainly
was
based
not
in
good.
space.
And it just, although it moves real quickly, because it's like nightclub stuff, Hellfire stuff, Dark Phoenix stuff, Shi'ar stuff, it is all one coherent story. Like it is viewable in one session, and it all links together. Like it really, like each episode literally just picks up where the last one finished.
Part 4 seemed very different, but then it's kind of all ties up at the end.
Yeah, it seems like it's all wrapped up at the end of the third almost.
And then the Shi'ar turn up.
I think I mentioned it in the Phoenix, after the Phoenix saga, that it's only 4 episodes, very short episodes as well. Whereas I think the comics, Dark Phoenix is over 10 comics.
You do some research.
Yeah, I did.
Mm.
And I know the Phoenix saga was, I think, over 8 or something like that. So they definitely they have to cut out a lot, and it's really hard for someone who knows nothing about the X-Men to, well, not nothing, 3 seasons worth, but like I have no real background information into the Dark Phoenix, so it's real rushed, and a lot of that mind control stuff was very confusing. I found it, and you mentioned, and like Jean, and then she's Dark Phoenix, and I don't know, I got quite confused.
No, you gotta keep an eye on her pupils because they go all white when she's evil.
Yeah, she looked awesome.
She did look awesome.
She does narrate a lot of like her powers and what's going on, which was a little bit more helpful. But even sort of loosely knowing the story, heaps of this is real confusing. Anything in the mind, the mind battles are just I'm like, what the hell is happening? They've never done it as well as that like first time when Xavier goes into that lunatic Sabretooth's mind. That was the best time.
One thing I did note in I can't remember if it was the second episode, but the Hellfire Club recently have just started or watched the 4th season of Stranger Things, and the D&D club is called the Hellfire Club.
Ah, interesting.
It's very interesting to have those crossover.
I assume that's deliberate because they're into comics and stuff. Those kids, eh?
Yeah, I'll actually have to look into it because they've got these. There's a girl in my class who has a shirt that says the Hellfire Club. Big Stranger Things fan.
Hellfire is like it's in like Scotland or something like that because it came up when I was overseas and I wanted to go there for this very reason, but I didn't. So I wonder if there's like another Hellfire Club that's real or that from hundreds of years ago, and then X-Men have stolen it.
Probably should have done
Perhaps.
this research before I came on.
Just let us know in the slacks. So any final thoughts before we wrap this up with what's coming in 2 weeks? And
Pat?
No, I think we covered it. It was good.
yeah,
I
I
enjoyed
liked it.
that little. It was a good run. It was probably one of the better like series ones, or like multiple parters.
As I mentioned,
without having one of the top 5 episodes. It was a good.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, I think there's been some much better episodes than those. Them as a group was good, but there were no real standout episodes.
No, good moments. Really, I mean, I feel like it actually doesn't matter what episode it is. You're probably guaranteed to get good Meg moments no matter what.
I cannot understand people who don't like Wolverine.
Well, you didn't like him for a while.
For like probably 3 episodes.
Yeah,
And he's
I don't,
just
but I don't think there are people that don't like him. Maybe in the comics it's different because there's more of him. There's definitely a saturation issue. Like in the 2000s, he's in 2 X-Men books. He's in an X-Force book. He's on an Avengers team. He's got his own book. He's everywhere.
Still like that.
It is still quite a lot like that.
There's a movie and it's just him, isn't it? About him.
He's got 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's a big pie.
Only one of them is good.
Yeah, the Wolverine is like 66% good. It's just got one of the worst third acts. You'll see.
I won't watch it.
He goes to Japan.
I mean, that's
I'm looking forward to
one
that
part
episode.
of a movie.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Logan's real.
Logan is very good. Yeah.
All right, Sean. What do we got on social media? What's coming up?
Well, we're at WIWT90S on Insta, on Twitter. If you want to ask us a question or something, you could hit us up at WIWT90s@gmail.com. We've got a Facebook group called Wish It Was the 90s. You could join that. Nothing happens in there, but maybe if you join it will. We're running a Lomus tournament at some stage. It may have happened at this point. I don't really know. I've lost track of the timelines. Next week. Episodes for next week.
No. So we have.
Next week's not X-Men, is it? It's something big.
Yeah, the Big Lebowski. Sean, you're not on that one.
No.
But Pat, Simon, and I discuss the cult classic, the Big Lebowski.
How many White Russians did you drink, Pat?
Enough to think that I was able to call Walter Walt through the entire podcast. Because we were that tight.
So good.
He almost called Donnie Don as well.
We're tight.
So Big Lebowski's next week, and then we've got the following week we've got podcast episode 9, Orphan's End, Love in Vain, The Juggernaut Returns, A Deal with the Devil.
Are they all in season 3 on Disney Plus or not? Because I could only see 3 episodes left in season 3 on Disney Plus.
Sam, trying to work out where the episodes are is more difficult than a battle of the mind.
All right.
Oh, we've got a sign off.
Yeah, you got it, Pat.
What's that sign off?
Oh my God, it's been months. Am I the first part?
Definitely.
Because I only remember one part and it definitely goes second. Because if I said it first, it would sound fucking weird.
I can't remember it. I don't have my notes up.
Something like Pat says, "Let's go home."
Yeah, it's the part I can remember.
Yeah, I can remember that part too. Do the other part.
Insert quote here.
Let's go home.
Oh, that is average podcasting.
Nailed it.